Okay guys, welcome back. Today we're going to work in a new topic that is opposite numbers, and we are going to try to understand how we add positive and negative numbers. So let's get started. Well, the first thing that you have to know is that there are a lot of ways to understand negative numbers. So here we got some examples. We can understand them by using the number line, or by using the concept of temperature, or using the concept of depth, using the concept of opposite, and using the concrete material. Today we're going to use these two. We're going to combine them, and we're going to try to understand negative numbers and the addition of two negative numbers, or the addition with positive numbers. So the first definition is that negative numbers are the opposite numbers to the positive numbers. It's just the same number with a minus sign on the left. But I'm going to show you some examples in order that you understand this. So we're talking about opposite numbers. So I found this funny, so that's why I place it in here. So remember that this is opposite. So if you have a 1, the opposite is going to be the same number but with a minus sign on the left. And this works for any kind of numbers. It could be whole numbers, like 8, for instance. The opposite is going to be -8. Or it could be a number of 3 digits that is also a whole number. So 123, its opposite is going to be -123. But we can work with fraction as well. So if I got 2/3, the opposite of 2/3 is going to be the same number with a minus sign on the left. And we can work also with decimals. So if we got 1.23, the opposite is going to be -1.23. So the opposite is just the same number with a minus sign on the left. Okay, and we can understand negative numbers in that way, as opposite to numbers. So there is a rule that you have to keep in mind in here, that you have worked with this since you learned to add two numbers and subtract two numbers. The addition of two opposite numbers is always equals to 0. So let's see some examples. If we got two whole numbers, or integer numbers in this case, 4, and adding up -4, I'm adding up two opposite numbers. So the answer is going to be 0. And you know this as 4 minus 4 is equals to 0. That is natural to you. And this work with any kind of number. So let's see. For instance, if I got two decimals, so sorry for the comma, it's a point, remember that. But it's the same number, and this one is the opposite of this one, because this one is negative and this one is positive. So this is going to be also 0. It doesn't matter if you are working with a mixed number. This one is the opposite of this one, so the answer is going to be 0. And it doesn't matter if you are working with fractions. This one, -7/2, is the opposite of 7/2, so this is going to be 0. So keep in mind that you use this all the time. Only thing is that you are not seeing this as an addition, but as a subtraction. So you do it with 1 minus 1, that is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. But if you see that as an addition, that it would be 1 plus minus 1, that is equals to 0, or 2 plus minus 2, that is also equals to 0. So notice the importance in here of the parenthesis sign. I don't know if you can see that I got here a plus. And every time that I got two signs close together, we have to use a parenthesis. In this case, we don't have two signs together, so we don't use the parenthesis. It's not necessary, but you may use it. In this case, neither we have, but in this one, yes. So there is a plus and then a minus, so we use a parenthesis sign. So be careful by using this. It's going to make your writing clearer, so don't forget to use them. So we're going to do now the operations with negative and positive numbers. In order to understand better these operations, we are going to use this material. So I want you to write it down. Once that you have written down this, pause the video, look for them, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. You're going to need a pair of scissors, two pens, one blue and another red. If you don't have pens, or you may use color pencils. If you don't have any color pencils, you may work with just one color, but that's not the idea. You may look for any of these materials. There is a piece of foamy, cardboard, in Spanish is also known as cartón paja, pasteboard, that is also known as cartulina, or a piece of paper. Anything that you can find at your home. An extra piece of cardboard as well, or pasteboard, or also a piece of paper and a ruler. So what we're going to do is to use this material. So we are going to work with this material. I hope that you have found it. So the step one is that you're going to use pencil to do squares that have size 2 centimeters. So one way to do it, for instance, is if this is your piece of pasteboard or cardboard, or also just a piece of paper, you are going to use your ruler and you're going to make a measurement of 2 centimeters on the left side. And then on the right side, you're going to do the same. Once that you do that, marking here with a point or wherever that you want, a line, for instance, and use a line. Use your ruler to make a line. And once that you have done that, you're going to check in here 2 centimeters. You're going to check on the bottom in here 2 centimeters, and then you're going to cross a line. And you're going to repeat this exercise in the horizontal way and in the vertical way, so you make able to do a lot of squares. How many squares do you need? Well, you're going to need at least 40 squares, because 20 are going to be called ones and 20 are going to be called minus ones. So here I'm going to show you an example. If you use the blue and red pencil or the colors, you are going to name the squares like this one. You have your square. Once that you have cut it down, if you are not a good cutter, ask help for your parents. And inside of it, I'm going to use the blue color and I'm going to write down 1. I got the other one, and inside of them, I'm going to write down -1. So I already named them. They already have a name. So you're going to do this with 20 that you're going to call ones, and with minus, and with the other 20 you're going to call them -1s. These are going to be our cards, so this is really important. Now we're going to use the extra piece of paper, cardboard, or pasteboard as a board. So you're not going to do anything on that piece of paper. The only thing that is going to you're going to use it. So if you want to decorate it, you can do it. So now I'm going to show you how we're going to use this material. We're going to make operations with them. So you're going to solve these 6 exercises. I'm going to help you with 3 of them. Okay? So let's get started. So how does it work? How the cards and the board works? Well, the step 1 is to place the cards. First, you have to check your operation, then you place your board. And in here, you see that you need -3. So you're going to use 3 cards, -1, -2, and -3. These 3 are representing this -3. Now we're going to represent this +2. Okay, so we got 1 and 2. And that's our first step. Okay, it's really easy. Now let's go to our second step. We're going to use the rule that we say that opposite cards or opposite numbers, they're 0. So we take them off the board. So this one and this one, they're going to be outside. I'm going to make them disappear because 1 minus 1 is 0. There are opposite numbers. When we're adding, they go away. And again in here, they go away. So I got minus 1 left in my cardboard. So the remaining card that is in here, or the cards, in this case is just one, is going to be the answer to our exercise, meaning that minus 3 plus 2 is going to be equals to minus 1. So this is our first example. If you didn't understand, you can watch it again. Go back to the video, check that again. Let's go to our second example. So again, we got an addition, we got our board, and we have to place our cards. We have plus 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we got minus 10, so we place minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, and minus 10. Second step, the opposite cards addition is 0, so we take them out of our board. So I don't know, this one with this one, they go away because 1 plus minus 1 is 0. This one with this one, it goes away. This one with this one, it goes away. This one with this one, it goes away. And this one with this one, it goes away. So now we got some cards left, meaning that 5 plus minus 10 is going to be this number of cards, but they are negative. So let's see how much do we have. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. So the answer is minus 5. One more example. So we got minus 5 plus minus 4. We place our board and we start placing our cards. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. These cards in here are representing this number that is in here. So let's go with the other one. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and minus 4. These cards in here are representing this number in here. So let's go to the second step. Opposite cards addition is 0, so we take them out of the board. But they are not opposite because they're the same, kind of the same. So we cannot cancel out this. Instead of that, what we're going to do is to group them. We're going to put it together. This is a group. This is an addition. We're adding up this. So we're going to count down how many cards do we have left. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9. So the answer is minus 9. So watch these examples really careful and work with the cards again, because you are going to use your material to complete the operations 3, 5, and 6. That is going to be your exercises. It's going to be homework. I encourage you to make up your own exercises and to do at least 10 of them. So I want you to also make up or invent some exercises on your own and use the cards. It's really important that you use the cards. Maybe you are saying, I don't need the cards. This is way too easy. I'm going to do it by myself. I'm not going to waste time cutting out. But this is a homework, guys. And if you do it, I assure you that you are going to understand this very well and you are not going to have problems in the future. But if you don't, listen to my words or heed my words, because you're going to have some difficulties doing that. So I want you to answer these questions. Can you see any irregularity when you're adding this kind of numbers? Is there any rule that allows you to add these numbers without using the cards? So I'm going to ask you this in the synchronic class. So try to solve them. And if you got any question, you can also ask me. And finally, I want you to let you know that this information is in the Planiation. In here, you're going to find a link that is going to talk about negative numbers, comparing negative numbers, and understanding negative numbers in another way. So I want you to watch this carefully, take notes, and the next synchronic class that is going to be on Friday, you have the notes and you have your cards and your board, because you're going to need it. We're going to work in a Kahoot, and those things are going to be really useful. That's it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. See you next time.